Music make you lose control. That was a gay picture of me dressed as He-Man, wasn't it? But yeah, it's Stryker of Enyo, and this is Achievement Guidebook for Murdered Sole Suspect. Quite possibly one of the worst titles you could pick for being murdered, and now your soul is suspect on who killed you. But yeah, we're going to run through this game. This is going to be a little bit longer than normal because I mostly have done really easy ones. We're not going to necessarily go through every single achievement, but we are going to bunch them together, and we're going to give you a pretty good look on what you need to do for this game. This is not too bad of a game to do. I give this a difficulty of 3. You're looking at beating this in about 7 or 8 hours if you got some help, and we're going to use help, so here we go. Yeah, this is the game. This is Murdered Sole Suspect, a third-person murder mystery game developed by the now defunct Airtight Games, published by Square Enix. You play as a character solving your own murder from the afterlife. You are trapped in a limbo world called Dusk. I'm not exactly sure if the game itself tells you that, but the back of the box sure does. So you're bringing your killer to justice. And that's about it. It's a rather short game. It'll take you around 7 or 8 hours if you're using help and videos. Maybe more like 10 if you're kind of doing it on your own. It's really not that bad to begin with. You mostly move around the environment, gather clues and evidence, and enemies only show up in the form of demonic spirits wandering in certain sections. And all you simply do is you avoid them, then you destroy them when their back is turned. It's not too frequent, there's not a whole lot of combat, and they really don't offer much of a threat. So the achievements can be categorized into a few categories. Wow, that's friggin' redundant. So there's story-related, which are unmissable. We won't really talk too much about those because you're going to get them. There's collectibles, which are the missable ones. There's side investigations. There's only 4 of those. Think of them kind of like a side quest. And the rest is under your ghost abilities. Only 3 of those are missable, but we'll be going through those, so don't worry. But yeah, there's actually 32 of the 48 achievements are missable, and 48 achievements is quite a lot normally compared to the other games I've done before in the past, but since a lot of those are collectibles, you can watch somebody's video and get all the collectibles. We'll talk about that, don't worry. There are 242 collectibles, though, that will give you a total of 25 achievements for 445 gamer score. So that's a lot of the game. And there is only one difficulty level, so you can't pick easy or anything like that, but there is an Xbox 360 version of this and PlayStation 3, so if you want more trophies and you don't mind replaying this, you can basically do the exact same actions, the exact same way, and get the exact same trophies and achievements. So yeah, it's not too bad. The game is pretty linear. The town of Salem acts as a hub world for different locations you must visit. There's only 8 locations in the game. There's main investigations that you're going to need to do. We're actually going to walk through the first investigation because there's an achievement linked to that. Otherwise, for the most part, it's just a matter of getting through. The collectibles or the things that you need to pick up for these investigations, they don't matter. It's just a matter of you getting through them, at least when they're the main ones. The side ones, you actually need to collect everything in order to come to the conclusions that they need you to. Collectibles at the main investigation only unlock backstory. There's a ranking system for it, but it's not needed for achievements. Each location is going to take you about 30 to 45 minutes. So we're getting pretty close to finishing up this little part. So how you guys doing? Pretty good? The only thing you gotta worry about is the museum location. Once you enter the Judgment House, you cannot return to the museum at all. If you missed any collectibles in the museum, you have no choice but to start a new game. With that exception, you still have access to other locations.
Yeah, great idea, Baxter. Tamper with
even after you exit the Judgment House, but be sure and triple check if you've missed anything before entering the Judgment House. That's just the one thing you'd kind of need to watch for. So, first achievement we're going to tackle is complete the first investigation. That's Investigator. This is story related and you can't really miss it. All you have to do is basically collect the 8 clues that involve your own death on the street outside your apartments, and then press Y to conclude the investigation. And yeah, the cutscenes really aren't so bad. You know, it's not a bad game. They have respect for the officer that passed away, even though he didn't call for backup. It's kind of interesting. It's a fairly short game. You know, when you're looking at about 7 hours. You know, if you have help, whatnot. Obviously, if you're not trying to grab collectibles, you know, you could beat this thing in a good 5 to 6 hours if you're not having to worry about collecting stuff. So yeah, it's kind of short. It's not too bad, but you know, just the way that your character ends up getting killed seems, I don't know, you just kind of get in the way of somebody else and he decides to kill you. That's about it. And we're also going to cover Mind Reader. That's use Mind Read for the first time. And Missing Body is help Ingrid find peace. But that's the first side investigation. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, it's not too bad of a little game. It was on sale really cheap at one point during Christmas, so I decided to pick it up. But yeah, a lot of the achievements are linked to collectibles, like getting 1 collectible, getting 10, and so on. So a lot of them are going to be tied to that. So that knocks out a lot of achievements that we need to do. I'm not going to be going over the, I think it's 12 missable achievements. They're all story related. You're going to get those automatically. So when you start knocking out a lot of those achievements like that, and like the ones for the individual investigations, there's really not a whole lot of other achievements. Like I said, 32 of them are missable, and that's all related to collectibles and some of your abilities. So here we go. This is the start of the game. This is the investigation that you need to do. You need to find all 8 clues involving your death. So here we go. So you want to come over here and possess one of the cops. You'll see there's a option for Mind Read. That's X. You push that, that will give you an achievement. And yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Since I'm using Upload Studio, obviously the achievement is an app on top of the operating system, so you're not going to see the achievements pop up because I'm not actually recording, you know, the feed that comes to my TV or anything. So yeah, you won't see me get that achievement, but all you got to do is talk to someone whenever you see Mind Read. It's missable because you're not forced to do it, because ultimately it just gives you more, you know, more info. So that's what you want to do in this first area. Okay, so then you want to talk to these couple of cops. Well, eavesdrop, I believe, is the term for the game. And it'll tell you about the Bell Killer. So once you got that information about the Bell Killer, then you can actually talk to this officer that's interviewing the lady. You possess her. Then you can hit Y for influence. You can bring up the piece of information of the Bell Killer. And then there you go. That should give you what you need in order to complete this. And this is the first main investigation of the game. So, like I said, there's 8 clues. Really, 8 clues? I show 7 on my thing. Huh. Oh, I think you have to... Yeah, it says 8 down there. I think you got to deduce something. So these are the collectibles. I recommend Maka91 for the collectible videos. He's got several. They go by location. He does a pretty good job. I've always enjoyed. He's got a nice soothing voice and blah blah blah, whatever. But that's what the collectibles look like. You know, they're marked with that yellow kind of marker. Some you have to reveal, some you don't. We'll talk about that as we move on. And you'll notice that there's a girl in this room. Oh, you got to reveal. Reveal, I believe that'll give you an achievement too. Again, it's missable because you don't need to do it to beat the game. But, yeah, just hold down the right trigger and you will reveal or remove something in order to find it. That girl in the background, that is going to be our first side investigation. So we're going to talk about her next. So this is the side investigations. I recommend HarryNinetyFour. He has 4 videos that cover all 4 of them. And yeah, there's only 4 of these in the game.
Yeah,
so all you need to do is when you first enter the apartments, you'll see this lady called Ingrid. She's over to the side. You just have to go up to her and talk to her. She's next to the water heater that we just found. She's on the first floor. Right through the double doors, turn left in the corridor where you pass the 2 living people and then walk through the wall and you'll see her. She's going to reveal that she knows she died, but she doesn't know why. So you need to find out 5 things. One is gardening tools in the closet of the room of these old people. There's a note on the end table. There's a newspaper clipping on the dining room table. And then you need to actually possess the old man and find out his secret by bringing up... Oh, you gotta find the old ladies, too. I think all you gotta do is bring up the fact that the lady died. Yeah. I mean, you'll see me do it on the guy. That's what she said. All you gotta do is, yeah, the old woman's secret. Bring that up to the old guy. Or no, I'm sorry. This is when you're combining them together. You got to combine the old man's secret and the woman's secret in order to find out who murdered, and then you pick mysterious murder, and then there you go. Your character will deduce what it is, and then you go to the girl, and you get the achievement. So that's what those side investigations are like. There is one more... First one is here. This is in apartment 2B. You can see the poltergeist. Right trigger on that. That will give you an achievement. That's the earliest possible time to do that. In this apartment, there's a guy in the closet toward the back. I know, this activates this. You'll see the guy in a cutscene here. This is when you want to make sure to talk to the guy that's in this closet before you get to the stairwell on floor 2. You'll see the guy right here. That's the guy. You want to talk to him, and you can question him, and that will give you, what is it, interrogate? Interrogate is another missable achievement. Interrogate a ghost. So destroying a demon is also an achievement. When you get this intro thing, it'll show you how to hide and how to move away from them, and then basically the demon will show up facing away from you. All you got to do is get behind them, and it'll give you a prompt, and it basically kind of forces you to kill the demon. So I believe that's not missable because I think you have to go past him. So that'll give you that. So that's gonna about do it for the missable achievements. Yeah, forgive me using this cutscene again, but I actually needed an extra minute or 2, and I'm already out of segments using Upload Studio, so I just needed a little more footage. I couldn't do new stuff, so because I needed more than just 1-minute little segments. So yeah, like I said, the first investigation you're gonna find in the first floor of the apartments. The second side investigation is on your way to the church. The third one is the police station, I believe, either before or after you do the police station. And the last side investigation is before you enter or after you exit the graveyard. So yeah, you're not too locked out. You don't have to be extremely careful aside from that one the one thing that I mentioned in the very beginning of this video that you have to watch out for about missing collectibles from that. It's not too bad. You know, it's over with fairly quickly. Using the guides, you're going to get through in about 7 hours because you're going to know kind of what you need to do. The investigations aren't too hard. And it's okay of a game.
You do well to remember that.
You know, you're going to notice that there's a lot of achievements I didn't cover, but I mean, those are related to revealing the memories, which is basically grabbing the collectibles for certain things. And they have them organized in a weird way. It's not by area, so just make sure you're following. Make a HarryNinetyFour91. Make sure you're following his collectible guides, and you will be okay. You will get them all. They're by location, so just be aware of that too. So yeah, it's not too bad of a game. It's pretty easy. I hope this guys kind of gives you a starting point, so you can be like, oh, I didn't realize that this game's about blah blah blah. Now I know, and now I got kind of a good start, and now I know whose videos to look up. That's what Achievement Guidebook is. It's I can't put screen on the text when it comes to Upload Studio. It's something I can maybe do later, but it's going to degrade the video quality. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on this game. It's fairly simple, fairly easy. There's, you know, nearly no combat. All you got to do is hide from little ghosts. Sorry, demons. But yeah, so hey, give it a whirl. You should get your 1,000 pretty good. Difficulty's only a 3. Good luck.